Hello, I'm Eloise, aka the Pumpkin Queen, and for today's video, it is Freak Week. I'm going to try my best to get as many Halloween looks out as possible this week, but today I've done the easiest makeup look you will ever do for Halloween. Anyone that has makeup will be able to achieve this. I'm not great at special effects, I'm not a Halloween expert, I'm not great at detailed work, so this kind of makeup is the best I can do for Halloween. Who doesn't have an orange eyeshadow and who doesn't have a black pencil? And that is pretty much all I've used for this makeup look. So yesterday I actually filmed this makeup look, but my camera completely played me and didn't film a thing. So here I am recreating it again. If anything, I think it's a little bit better than what I created yesterday. I've added a few freckles, a little bit of glitter, but anyway, make sure if you recreate this look, please tag me in it. I'd love to see all of your pictures on Instagram. My Instagram is just here. If you would like to see me create this look, then make sure you keep on watching. God, I look weird. So I've quickly done this side off of camera. This is what it's gonna look like. You may think this looks really difficult, but it's super easy and super quick. Yeah, I've just done it off camera because, as you know, I've had to refilm this, so I thought it would just save a little bit of time. So to start off with, I've obviously got my foundation and my concealer on. I've used the All Nighter foundation and my Sleek concealer, just because I really wanted that matte full coverage base. So I'm just starting off with the Jaclyn Hill palette and this yellow shade right here, and I'm taking a angled contour brush. Now this is a Studio London contour brush. It's nice and flimsy, it's not too dense, so you can really blend out the colours. I'm going to really pack on that colour on the brush, so you can see it's really pigmented. And I'm just going to start to stamp on that colour. So this is basically called draping, so it's all about the exaggerated blush on the tops of the cheekbones where the highlighter would be. Usually you would do this with obviously like pinks or reds, very editorial, but obviously we're Pumpkin Queen today, so we're going for orange and yellows. And then I'm just going to start to blend that up into the temple and the forehead. I'm going to go slightly lower into my actual contour, because on this side I've got pretty much an orange contour. Very reminiscent of my early teenage years of having an orange contour. So yeah, we want to bring it quite far forward so we can see it on the apples of the cheeks. And then I want to stamp a little bit on the top of the nose. I didn't do the freckles yesterday, I completely forgot. So in hindsight, it's actually quite a good job that I have to film this again, because I really wanted to add the freckles. I thought that was a really nice touch. This is a technique that I learnt from James Charles. Whenever he does his faux freckles, he puts bronzer on the top of his nose, because typically where you get freckles, you're more sun-kissed. So it gives the illusion that you've got that sun-kissed look on your nose. And I also want to pop that on the top lip. I love that blurred out sort of lip at the moment. Very effortless and undone sort of looking. And I also want to put this on the tip of the nose. If you don't follow me on Instagram, the other day I did a photo shoot and I did something very similar to this, but with pinks, and it just looks stunning. I did it on my friend Liv and she just looked absolutely beautiful. I really love that exaggerated blush and then sort of like blurred out lip effect. So I'm going to put a little bit on my jawline as well. So you want to pack it on, and then you can blend away the edges. Okay, I'm happy with that, and now I'm going to add the orange. I'm taking a slightly smaller angled contour brush, and from the Urban Decay Born to Run palette, I'm going to take the orange shade called Baja. I'm pressing that on and then blending it out. And I'm going to keep this more towards the back of the cheekbone. Think of the yellow as sort of like our transition colour to the orange, because if we went in with just the orange, it would probably look quite flat and it would be hard to blend out. I've already primed my eyelid, and I'm just going to take that large brush with the yellow on it and just pop that into the crease. I just stabbed myself in the eye. Woo! I'm just going to take a little bit more of that yellow, and then we're going to take my slightly smaller contour brush with that orange. I'm going to pop that in there as well. Like I said, this is a really easy look to achieve because it's so messy. You don't have to be particularly neat about this, hence why we're using massive brushes. For the eyes, we'll take a bit of that orange just on the side of the nose, and then under the lip and on top of the lip. Wherever we put that yellow, we just want to put orange just to deepen up a little bit. I'm going to take that yellow because that's looking a little bit harsh. Just going to blend around the edges. Doesn't matter too much because I quite like that exaggerated look, and you want it to be very impactful because some people might just think you've got really orange contour, but you want to make sure that people know that you're the pumpkin queen. Now I'm going to take a slightly smaller brush and this shade right here, so it's a slightly deeper orange. I just want to pop that in the back of the cheekbone and down the side of the nose to really contour that nose. Now for a little bit of highlighting. I really wanted a yellow gold, pretty much that colour there, so I was hunting through all of my palettes. Most of you probably don't have this palette, but I do, and hopefully you've got a similar colour in a palette somewhere. This is the Urban Decay Jean-Michel Basquiat palette. This is the Gold Griot palette, I believe. But I'm going to take this colour called Crown on a Zoeva 134. And I'm just going to do some highlighting on the top of the cheekbone, and then I'm going to take some on the brow bone. And also I haven't done my brow yet. I've done this brow. I didn't know how dark I wanted to go, so I left it bare. Just doing the tip of the nose and slightly down. Lovely. And on that top lip, on the chin, and do a bit above the brow as well. Love that. Now we're going to do some eyeshadow. So I'm going to take my Morphe R37, this massive eyeshadow brush, and I'm literally just going to take Baja, and I'm just going to sweep that across the lid. And again, doesn't matter how messy you are, as long as you pack that colour in there. And now I'm going to take that large brush that we used to do the colour in the back of the cheekbone. I'm going to take that same colour, because it's quite big, just going to really pack on that colour. I just want to define that crease a little bit more and wing it out. Okay, that's pretty much the eye look. And then we're going to take a Morphe R39, so much smaller, and I'm going to take Baja again and just whack that on underneath. Again, doesn't matter how messy you are, you'll be covered in black anyway. And I'm just going to start to bring that down, and this is going to give that black a really blurred effect. And I'm just going to do some stripes. Now I need to add some black pencil. So I've just got this Primark Kohl pencil because I tested it yesterday and it's actually really good. Just going to pop that in the waterline and then underneath the lash line really roughly, quite low as well, like that. And then I'm taking a tiny little pencil brush, I'm just smudging that, and I'm just going to take some pencil onto the brush like that, and I'm just going to start to follow where I put that orange. Doesn't matter how faint it is because I'm going to add some black shadow afterwards anyway. So you've got that sort of shape. And then back in with the Born to Run, I'm going to take Jet, and I'm just going to deepen up really close to the lash line and make it more faded as we go down. And I didn't do this in my last video, but I thought it looked really cute. I've added a tiny bit of glitter. So I'm going in with the Urban Decay Midnight Cowboy, and I'm just going to sort of messily drag those sparkles down that line. I'm going to quickly glue up my lash, because that takes a while to dry, and then we can do mascara and push the brows up as well. And I just remembered I haven't highlighted my inner corner, so I'm going to go back in with that Crown colour. While my lashes are drying, I'm going to add some Subversion to my brows. Best brow gel you'll ever use in your life, making them quite dramatic. And then I'm going to press them flat to the skin. I'm going to add some Freckles. So they're going to be quite dramatic freckles because obviously I've got a very dramatic face right now, so if I went in with my usual blondie taupe colour, they wouldn't show up. So I'm going to go in with a Urban Decay 24/7 Glide On pencil in the shade Whiskey, and I'm just going to dot on quite obvious freckles. And I think they go really well with the look because obviously we've got that quite orangey nose. I'm just going to do them on the tops of the cheekbones as well. Just going to quickly stick my lash on. I've gone for a really dramatic lash because what's Halloween without the biggest lashes that you own? And I've got my Primark Skinny Brow pencil in the shade Dark Brown. I said in my last video, if you haven't watched my £20 Primark makeup challenge, then the link is in the description. But this is really super dark, so it's really come in handy for this look, because if I just kept my brows my natural colour, I think they would look a bit weird and washed out. And it's a really good pencil, it's just a little bit too dark for me. I'm just doing hair-like strokes. And now for the lip. I'm going to take my Primark Kohl pencil and I'm just going to line my lips, and then I'm going to do some little flicks in the corners as well. Oh, before I do this actually, I'm going to take what's ever left on my R39 and I'm just going to flick that through the front of the brow. This is just going to make me look a little bit more mean. Whew. It's so precise when you have to do a black lip, but that completely finishes the look off for me. So now I'm going to add the little flicks in the corner. So I'm just going to take my Urban Decay Perversion pen and just creating two lines, and then I'll thicken them up. That just just makes me look a little bit more mean, a little bit more scary. I love that. So I think that's it, you guys. So let me sort my hair out and I'll be right back. So that is pretty much the finished look. I'm actually way more happy with this look than what I created yesterday. If you recreate this look, please make sure you tag me in your photos on Instagram. I would love to see your recreations. It's a really super simple look. Anyone can do it. This was my super simple, super easy pumpkin queen Halloween look. And if you enjoyed this makeup look, then make sure you give this video a huge thumbs up, subscribe and all that jazz. I'm Eloise, aka the Pumpkin Queen. This is my channel and I hope you enjoyed. And I'll see you in the next one.